Help. Why are we playing this game again? I don't know. Don't ask me. I also had a very strange bug. Only VOD gamers will see this, but I had to turn off one of the settings mods because whenever I would change these settings, for whatever reason, it made my mouse sensitivity go to 0, which means I had to kind of manually readjust it, and my mouse settings are a little bit off. So that's fun. Anyways, excuse my ramblings. Hey Blurp, hey Pits, hey Spicy. What up? You know what? I can tweet. Where? Oh, right. It's called X now. Since notifications never go out for anybody anyways. Hey, Multi. Hey, Frisco. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Spooky. Hey, Cry. What up? Yes, this is a goofy block game. Not as goofy as Roblox, though. I'm gonna need bombs soon. I'm almost out. They keep kind of teasing this update more on their Twitter. The update that's on the test server, I should say. It seems like it might be coming soon, TM, at least to us on PC. I hope it does, because frankly speaking, there's not really anything worth testing. Because it's all just like super long, grindy stuff that we all know they're not going to change anyways. But if I had to guess, we'll probably get it like, you know, the same day as the Elden Ring DLC. I don't know what it is with all these game companies not realizing, like, bro, don't do it. There was a post on Steam too. Elden Ring finally hit 25 million sales globally. That's insane. Good for them, man. Can't wait for the DLC. I got, I mentioned this in the stream yesterday as well. I got like an email saying like they charged my card for the collector edition, but they still haven't shipped it yet. And it says right now, like I can look on my phone, and it says usually takes 18 days. Now, I contacted Bandai, and they said that they were gonna send me a code to the freaking DLC, like beforehand, regardless of the physical product arrival time, because I don't want to play it in a month, bro. So dumb. The update's been on PTS for a week now, so we probably have another week left before it goes live. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing, but I hope we get the update soon on PS5. So what I'm expecting is going to happen, I mentioned this before, is I think because of the duping, they delayed the C5 update, and they're just going to give you guys like all the updates at once. But it's going to be a while, obviously. Hey Casper. They're adding more dragons on the test server. Yep. I actually talked about that dragon on stream the other day, and I just recorded a shorter video that I'll probably put out tomorrow that'll highlight the dragon. There's only one that we can really obtain easily, so. Wait, what, Bobby? Oh, the New World beta. Yeah, I'm gonna be real, I don't care. Like I'll play the New World update whenever it goes live. But even then, I'm probably not gonna get it day one because I have to buy the DLC, which I don't want to pay $40 for a game that I already spent a lot of money on. They should like really, they should just give me the DLC, like the new world content, because I spent X amount of money on their cash shop. We'll go this way. Is it cool? Is what cool, Blurp? The dragon? Yeah, it's pretty dope. The stats on all the new dragons are terrible, and someone on the dev team kind of is an idiot and made it so that each of the new dragons cost 400 dragon coins. I guess they forgot the memo that they're supposed to cost 300 each unless they're a special dragon. Guess what stats they give? You'll never guess. Stability, health regen. What? The most worthless stats in the game? Oh my god. So yeah, it'll just be something to passively get for mastery and PR farmers. That's about it. Thoughts on doing a dragon tier list? I will write that idea down because that sounds kind of fun. I was doing like a bunch of tier lists for a while there, and then I don't know, the format kind of got old. I like how people try to disagree with tier lists, and it's like, bro, it's subjective. Excuse me, you're supposed to stop when you roll. But yeah, no promises when I'll get to that idea. Any information on the Nintendo Direct? Nope. I keep Googling it every day just to check if Nintendo's made an official post, and no, it's just game journalists going freaking crazy. Every single day they're posting, oh, what fans want to see from the showcase, and oh, what we could expect from the showcase. Like, bro, shut up. Like, I don't even know why those people get paid for their job. What job? I can speculate too. What I don't understand is how those sites still get clicks. Like, bro, they're literally just posting the same thing from each other, copy and paste it over and over. Yeah, I'm still not 100% sure on that, Bobby, with the New World thing. Because one post they say that you do need the DLC, another one they say that you don't. So I'm just going to wait until it goes live, and then we'll find out a definitive answer. I don't know what they're going to do about the duping on console. Right now, each player has like 100k DC. Oh, dragon coins. Yeah, I know. They actually responded. They finally did make a post saying what they were going to do about the duping. It's really cool. Here, let me bring it up. They said, we're not going to do anything. Just kidding, they didn't say anything, so it's even worse. No, of course they didn't say anything, you guys, come on. Oh, sorry, yeah, you asked about best way to farm cosmic gems. Best way to farm cosmic gems, geode surface, like what do you mean? That's the only way to farm them. I'm not sure if there's any like specific method to make it better, unless you're talking about upgrading your gems, in which case I've got videos that talk about it. But to summarize, when you upgrade your crystal gems to level 25 and then you loot collect them, you actually get more gem dust back than you invested. You'll lose flux, but by that point, it shouldn't matter. No, come on, guys. You should know by now that the Trove devs don't say anything about, like, the errors. The thing is, like, I've talked about this before, but, like, the main reason that they can't talk about the duping publicly is because the game itself goes beyond just like, it's not like an indie game, it's under a company and a publisher. And if they acknowledge a huge problem like that, it means investors that don't actually play this video game would opt out. So. You inspired me to grind the game, never stopped. Thank you, Casper. Appreciate you. Also, AMR, much love, buddy. Right now on console, we have full stuff, unlimited everything. Well, you know, not everybody does. Just a few of you scumbags that took advantage of it. Yeah, I don't know, man. If it was up to me, I would just wipe the console servers. Not really, obviously, but I don't know what else they could do. Because it's too late now to roll the servers back. And if they disable the market, then it's not an MMO. So, I don't know. Like, there was solutions that they should have done, but it's too late now. So, who knows? What's the dupe stuff going on? Oh, it's nothing new. It's been around for a while. Basically, they ended up banning like some old school player who did dupe like for years. And for some reason, they didn't end up getting anything prepared beforehand. So when he shared the dupe method with everybody, it went a little bonkers. PC, it didn't go as crazy because PC gamers have a little something that console gamers don't have. What's the word? It's self-respect. And console gamers went nuts, and your economy is broken. I don't know if it's ever going to come back. Also, sorry, that was a really... that was a really mean joke. But yeah, I think for PC, like, it's just not... It's not super out of the ordinary to have stuff like that. So, because console market is just, oh my lord. Like, I keep hearing from you guys about things being like 50 mil, and anything that's not on the market is literally being sold like for over 50 mil. It's nuts. It's absolutely insane. It's pandemonium. I legitimately don't know what they're gonna do to resolve the issue. Because on one hand, you know, like, I can sit here and I can talk smack and, you know, say like, oh, you guys are part of the problem. You are all taking part in the whole thing. And, you know, but at the same time, it's like, well, if you can't beat them, join them, right? Like, you don't really have a choice on console. On PC, I can kind of just play in my own world and ignore it. And you could kind of do that on console, but not if you want to actually like play or get anywhere. So it's just, I don't know, man. What they needed to do was day one, they needed to turn the market off. They needed to shut servers down, roll servers back. There's a couple things they needed to do. But they didn't, and they acted too slowly, and now it's too late. So, yeah. Don't ask me, because I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't think they're gonna do anything, honestly. I don't think they can at this point. Like, it's out of their control. Someone brought up a good point the other day, though, where they said Gamago might secretly be happy about the duping, because with the duping, some people have that don't know how to do the duping method. Some people have just bought credit pouches and then they sell those on the market, and then the people with the duped flux just buy them up like crazy. So the game is probably still profitable. I think it's gonna hurt it in the long run, but you know, that's not really something Gamago thinks of. They don't really think of long-term investment. I'm sure the only reason that they even bought Trove in the first place is because, well, Trine Worlds was going bankrupt. So they probably got this game on the cheap. Do you think there should be crossplay for Trove? I would have said yes before. It's never going to happen, but hypothetically, it would have been really cool back in the day. But the economy would have been really messed up for you guys on console because PC players are a lot more efficient. I'm not saying that as a knock, it's just a difference between mouse and keyboard and setting up macros and all of these other things that you can't do on console. But now, especially with the duping, God no. I don't think crossplay would be any type of answer. If you know, in an ideal world, you guys would get mods on console, maybe like licensed mods, like the Skyrim Special Edition. And then crossplay on top of that could be pretty cool, but for right now, the best crossplay game we're waiting on is what, Path of Exile, Monster Hunter Wilds, I think they mentioned is going to be crossplay day one. So that's really exciting. Oh my God, help. What Uber is this? There you go. 11. JK, it's a mod. It's actually you won, guys. That's how I'm so powerful. Just a visual mod. Oh, I should actually use the cornerstone. Where? Hello? Where's the boss? That him? Or is that him? That was him. Okay. Weird. The thing that I find funny, like, not to go off topic here, but one of the things that I hate about Twitter and why I've just kind of opted in, like, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm only using Twitter for like posts about like what videos went up and when I'm streaming and stuff like that now, because the platform has, yeah, it's garbage now. It was always garbage, but now it's like just straight up bad. And one of the worst things that I see in my feed all the time is these delusional, like, console gamers that are like, you know, talking about like PlayStation versus Xbox all the time. And I'm just sitting here thinking, bro, I was a part of the console wars. Why are people still doing this? Like, it's such a dead idea, because I feel like nowadays everybody just wants to all play together and doesn't care about that stuff. But I guess it's, you know, just to build up controversy and get everybody all posting on their tweets and junk. So probably a smart decision to do. But then you have the truly psychotic. I saw a couple days ago, maybe like last week or something, someone was saying how like the Horizon game outsold every Souls-like game. And it's like, bro, Elden Ring alone has outsold the entire Horizon series. Like, what are you... Anyways, excuse my ramblings. I've been playing on both PC and PS4. I don't think the UI would be compatible with crossplay. They look the same but act different. Yes. I mean, technically you can use controller on PC, but yeah. My console account was stacked, swapped to PC recently and started from zero. Don't have any inspiration to grind. Wish I could transfer my progress. Yes and no, especially with the duping now, no. It's funny, like, so many of you guys are always like, what happened to the New Beginnings series? And it's like, how about you try starting from scratch and see how fun it is? Oh, it's not. Whoops. Also, yeah, some of you guys keep asking about like the new gear. It's all on the test server. I'm not gonna get it before it goes to the live server because it requires like a ridiculous amount of grinding. So, no. Do you know how I can get to 45k from 40k? Any tips? I need help. Augmenting your gems fully, getting crystal gems if you haven't already, getting higher tiered crystal gear, getting the primordial dragons first and foremost, and then the other dragons afterwards, because they all give you a little boost of PR. Geode Mastery can do it as well, and then just dragons as a whole. And Mastery as a whole, but not much. Yes, Multi, I know. I made a post, I made a tweet about it as well, how they... now on Twitter, they just don't even show you when you like stuff. The funny thing is, it's like, it still shows hearts on posts. It just doesn't show who hearted. So like if I heart something, you guys won't know. It basically just changes what shows up in my feed. Which, I don't know. Kind of weird. But at the same time, that's, I don't know. Seems pretty normal to me. I think it should just be an option. What about tomorrow? What are you asking, Karem? Any tips for people trying to live stream games like Trove? Just start. I don't know. You gotta have good enough internet. I have a video on the YouTube. By the way, of course, we're multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube, so that's who I'm replying to, guys. But I have a video on YouTube of like how to make a Trove video. That's more like the recording process, but maybe it'll help. Otherwise, that's a pretty big encompassing question, honestly. How much money do you think you spent on your account? I don't know. You gotta consider that I've also been playing this game for like 9, almost 10 years now. So it's been a very slow burn. I will admit that I think for like the last year or so, I haven't spent as much money on this game because there's not really much that I have like spent. There hasn't really been anything worthwhile. Also, no Spooky, my loyalty points are screwed up. There was a time, you might remember a couple years back when the devs ended up giving me like a real life Cubesley and a real life like pinata figure and stuff. So when they did that, they gave me like a crap ton of credits or something. I don't remember how much, but it did go towards my loyalty points, weirdly enough. So my loyalty badge is not very accurate. I could still make a video highlighting my loyalty badge, but I'm not going to do it right now because I'm too lazy. It was a pretty significant sum. I think they gave me like, I don't know. They gave me a lot of credits, but yeah, I'll still make a video talking about it. I should also make another video talking about opening my friends list and having it crash my game. Should I pick Explosive Epilogue or Volatile Velocity for my Shadow Hunter? Explosive really helped underpowered area of effect in the basic attack. I think Volatile Velocity is good for like the 5-star dungeons and Sundered Uplands, but Explosive Epilogue is going to be king just because the new update, when it hits, the enemies are ridiculously overpowered. So Volatile is not going to help that much, at least until you get like up to Mystic Gear. God, never mind this flashbang. I'm out. What class is that? Shadow Hunter. What? No, we haven't gotten a new class since Solarian. I hope we get a new class soon, man. And yeah, Mystic Gear is the new gear. That's essentially Crystal 6. I'm sure, like, as far as my loyalty points, I'm sure I've spent a lot of money on this game for sure. But the perspective is a little warped on top of, like, my loyalty points just because, like, this is kind of like my job, so... Hey, Voodoo. Can I see your Neon Ninja speed really quick? I don't have any of my gear on my Neon Ninja, so no. If I had it set up, but I do not. Speed isn't going to matter when U15 drops. Unfortunately. Again, at least until we get like God tier powerful. Actually, you know what? Let me check I had a poll. I want to check the community poll that I made. Okay, yeah, everyone wants to call it U15. Good. Not many votes on that. Kind of surprising. I mean, still like 500, but usually like the community post gets pushed a little bit better. I think it's just YouTube being like, these community posts aren't getting much in terms of our algorithm, so we're just gonna stop pushing them. Thank you. Thank you, YouTube. Imagine having like a multi-billion-dollar platform and then just doing like the most bare bones stuff imaginable with it. There's a new survey that they put out where they're like, well, if you want to end up like actually shaping YouTube, and it's like, no, because you're not letting me actually give you feedback. You're just asking me your corporate questions. Excuse my ramblings. It's just because I've been on YouTube for so long. Like, it used to be a lot better of a platform. Nowadays, it's much more difficult to manage. Even my, games you've never heard of series. I think if I just stay consistent with it, eventually it'll kind of get a little bit better. But it's pretty surprising how bad those videos perform, despite the fact that I think they're really good. But that's most of all just YouTube not pushing them. Anyways, excuse my ramblings. Level 30 was significantly easier than I expected as a returning player. I just recently switched to PC. Yep, level 30 is easy, man. It's all of the gems and the PR that's the hard part. Because with grinding levels, you just got to dedicate the necessary amount of time. Hello, T-Rex. Die. Yep, I know, Joshua. I know. Messes with the algorithm when your channel is based on one thing and you branch out to others. But here's the funny thing, right? Is the algorithm's like kind of stupid in the first place because Trove took off eventually. And for the longest time, a lot of my other videos would still end up reaping the views. So it's kind of weird how like the way that it all works, like it's so stupid now because the way that it used to work is it would just be like, oh, this is just gonna push your entire channel, having this one successful series. Nowadays, it's like, it only pushes like that one thing. And then if you branch off, it's just like, huh? What is this? Again, I don't mean to ramble about nerd stuff. It's just, it's frustrating because, you know, it's my livelihood. And it's like, I wish there was a little more leniency. It's like, I have to work like so much harder than I used to. Which is fine. I'm a workaholic anyway, so it's cool. But especially with Trove, where there's like not as much, there's not as much to cover with this game. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just, maybe I'm just feeling nostalgia. I just remember like back with the Mario 64 series. And then it was like, eventually we beat, like Mario 64 was basically the series that popped off. And then my brother and I capitalized on it by playing like all these other weird modded like co-op Mario games. And back then, it would instantly push like anything that we were covering because YouTube was just like, oh, this channel's making views. But nowadays, like the algorithm is so much more like specific and whatever, you know? So it makes it a lot more difficult to branch out, like as you mentioned, but I'm still gonna keep doing it anyways. It's just frustrating. Help! Where am I? Stupid friggin' video game, dude. Imagine not having bombs. I would have just been stuck. But that's the thing. Like, I know Trove's like the main channel and blah, blah, blah and all that. You know, it's the main series on the channel and stuff. I've always been about like variety. As much as nobody like seems to realize it, I've always covered like games that I wanted to cover. regardless of the views and stuff. Most of all, like what I find so disappointing about it is it can be very discouraging for, you know, to just keep trying and trying and trying and having it just fail over and over again, especially when I'm putting in the work. But with all of that said, I'm not trying to complain. I'm not trying to dog on it or anything. I just find it annoying because I wish I could like, I wish I could slow down a bit. That's kind of where these streams come into play, though, is I get to just chill with you guys and stuff, rather than like try to come up with a shorter, more refined video all the darn time. But anyways, yeah, again, I don't mean to ramble about it, and I'm not trying to like seek out pity or anything like that. I'm good. I'm in a really, really good place right now, and I'm very confident with my videos, so I'm just gonna keep doing it. Especially the Steam Games You Never Heard Of series. I really like that series. I've been having so much fun with it. It's very manageable, I'll say that. Anyways, what were you guys asking? Starfire fragments are from mini bosses. Yes, elite enemies. So you can actually go into U6 because there's a lot of elites there. Basically the same method that you use for farming these boxes is still going to also be the most efficient for Starfire fragments. Okay, my inventory is full. The series is hella interesting. Yes, thank you. I think so too. Like, I liked doing those videos like back in the day, but now that I'm just kind of copying Iron Pineapple's formula, like it's so much more streamlined rather than trying to come up with ideas myself. He just put out like another video where he's like, what is it? Like he's got like 8 games or something, and the video is like 2 hours long. I'm just like, bro, come on. He makes them longer and longer and longer. But I think because he's so big, like he can get away with it. His last one, talking about like Souls-like games you've never heard of or whatever, he had like a 40-minute section dedicated to No Rest for the Wicked. And I mean, bro, I love that game, but Jesus, you don't need to ramble about it that much. Are Skelly boxes really all the hype? They're the boxes that are being duped because you get Bound Brilliance out of them. That's the main reason. Like, I'm not trying to throw shade because I still love his content, but I'm gonna watch that video over the course of a couple days versus like just one sitting. Skelly boxes also give a lot of time-gated resources like dragon coins and stuff. Oh, okay, that's why. Yeah, I knew they gave Bell and Brilliance. That's all I knew. But that's the main thing that people are like duping all the time. Is why, Casper. You might have also seen people getting like Gondas constantly and spamming out chat with it because they're duping Trove of Wonders. Someone in your server's wondering what happens if they reset the star chart. Don't do it. As far as I know, actually, if you reset the star chart, you'll get your resources back, but wait, what's the downside? Maybe there is no downside. Maybe you can just respec it. The problem is you have to obviously invest into all of the points again instead of just taking like 1 point out. That's kind of the main reason I don't want to do it, even though I should for a magic class build, but I just don't care. Downside is you just burn 1 key. Oh, okay. That's not that bad then. Outside of just another thing that drains your qubits. I've never done it before, so I didn't know. So thanks for clarifying, guys. Yeah, I know I started streaming like right after, but if you guys end up watching the games, like the Steam games video today, a lot of them you can actually play because Steam Next Fest is going on. So those were all like just demos that I covered. And I don't know, maybe just because I'm like some dumb old boomer, that Angeline Era, I think that's what it's called. It's the weirdest game title ever. But man, that game is good. I'm really, really looking forward to it, but it's like a 2025 release, so it's like, oh. I already have I already have enough game footage for the next video. It's just I don't know if I'll get to it before I'm busy with the Elden Ring DLC. That's kind of the problem. So I'm gonna try and rush it out. Oops. I hate this biome. Let's go over here, I guess. Yeah, and then to clarify earlier, if you guys didn't notice, so you guys know that MMO New World? Well, they're doing a Wayfinder where they're turning it from an MMO into a single player game. Kind of weird. But it is going to end up having like crossplay and stuff, so maybe Elden Ring DLC is going to be amazing. Oh, bro, yeah, it still hasn't hit me yet, like the excitement. I don't think it's going to hit me until the day of or the day before when I won't sleep. And I'm not talking about the day before zombie game that died. I still need to beat Moog, damn it. I'm probably going to try and dedicate some time to that, like sometime this week. Do like a one short video, like fighting him or something. Die. Oh, I miss peak Bomber Royale. Yeah, when it first came out, those maps were fire, man. I miss PvP. Just grinding on our own like custom maps and stuff, that was so much more fun. Like Bomber Royale's cool, but they never gave us custom maps, so as far as I'm concerned, it sucks. And then after a while, like for me anyways, the bouncing bombs, like it gets so annoying after a while. Oh, hey Pastel. The dev for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero said the game isn't balanced. I wouldn't expect it to be balanced. It's a Dragon Ball game. Everyone just AFK sits in Bomber Royale. I don't understand why you make much more coins just playing. Because it's boring, man. It's too much effort to like bother grinding it anymore. Especially with the new maps and how bad they are. At least that's how I feel with it. I couldn't even be bothered to like grind Bomber. I just waited with the tome to get that stupid dragon. I miss each class using their own ability in PvP. Ice Sage was broken. Yes. I still wish that they would overhaul the PvP and just make it so that all of the abilities would be like unanimous and do like one specific thing for each class. Because it was so much fun playing the PvP. And it's not like it was ever like fully balanced or anything. But there was definitely like a nuance to it that eventually like got destroyed as they just kept adding updates to the game, which is disappointing. Maybe Bomber hasn't gotten stale for me yet. I don't mind. Yeah, I mean, all the power to you, man. It's just for me, like I've got like so many hours in Bomber Royale. I can't do it anymore. Yet I can still dungeon grind. I think also, again, it's just because I was there. I was there, man. I was there at the peak. Again, most of all, it was the PvP. Playing on our custom maps. That's where it was at. Bomber would be so much more fun if we had custom maps. Or if we could use, if we could play Bomber on our custom PvP maps. That would be dope. Thank you. Will they ever stop alt account fiesta that's happening in the game? Oh, like with the bots and stuff? Probably not. The problem is Trove doesn't have like any anti-cheat, and it's a free-to-play game, which means it's always going to be plagued by these kinds of things. That's why they made it, like their answer to it was making it so that certain things would be locked behind X mastery, but then people just found bots and ways around that, so yeah. Yeah, by the way, Pastel, I keep forgetting that Hyperlight Breaker or whatever is a late summer release. So probably like a month or two and it's already going to come out. I noticed that they ended up making another post talking about it, so I thought it was just going to be later in the year, so that's dope. You prefer Shadow what? Oh, do you prefer thinner Shadowhunter costumes versus the bulkier ones like Amok Aimbot? I don't think I have a preference. It's just how cool one is or isn't. What the? What? Oh, hello. Where's the chest? Oh, I bombed way too deep. Yeah, I liked the Amok Aimbot costume for a while. We'll go south. Now I like this one. I liked the Renewous one. The Renewous one might still be my favorite, actually, but this one works with all the Paragon auras and stuff, so yeah. You excited for Assassin's Creed Shadows? You better believe it, buddy. Ghost of Tsushima is one of my favorite games. You know I'm excited for the Assassin's Creed in Japan. Funny enough, I might actually make a one-off video talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows because I didn't realize during the Ubisoft Forward, Ubisoft actually sent me a whole bunch of behind-the-scenes footage that they didn't showcase. I still got to go through it to see if it's something worth making a video on. But yeah, I'm very excited for it. Star Wars, Elden Ring DLC, I think is gonna easily be my game of the year. But other than that, yeah, give it to me. I hope they add more light-themed costumes for characters. Yeah, they're still kind of lacking that. But a lot of that's just got to do with modders preferring the darker costumes. Hey, Kerbo. Been 30 degrees all week. Oh, dear God. Thankfully, it hasn't been for us yet. It has been getting hot, though. Like, even right now, I'm sweating quite a bit. Yeah, it's 17 for us. Crazy that a DLC is in the Game of the Year discussion. FromSoft is insane. Bro, the problem is at the official Game Awards, it can't be categorized as Game of the Year because it's DLC. It'll probably fall into like some other stupid category, like Best Ongoing or something, you know, that No Man's Sky normally always does. But for me, bro, that DLC is no question. There's gonna be so much content in it. Okay, this is not dungeon that I thought it was. No, it isn't. Oh, I thought this was the one where we blast back down to the bottom. Hello, idiot. Yeah, for me, like, I know Elden Ring's gonna take the cake for me because there's gonna be just so much content in that game. DLC or no, bro, that game's got, the DLC is gonna have more content than most like full-priced games. And then if it doesn't like suck, and I mean like it has to be like really, really bad and boring, I think Assassin's Creed Shadows is gonna take it for me next. And then maybe Star Wars. But it depends how the gameplay is in Star Wars. Because all the trailers that they've shown, it, like, I love the idea of it, but it does look really, really slow. So I hope it's faster than it shows. But then there's a lot of indie games that are going to make it onto my list as well this year. I'm going to do something very different with this Game of the Year list. I'm not going to do my like super over-fanatical video. Instead, it's going to be like really, really heavy cuts, really straight to the point. Because as much as like I enjoyed the video that I made for the last Game of the Year, it was like a project and a half, dude. Like I was working on that video for like 6 months. And then nobody watched it. So it was just like, all right, let's flip it in the opposite direction. I don't know. This year, it's all about like just optimizing my workflow. Also, hey, Jizz. Day's going good. How's yours going? Only game that I was looking forward to got scrapped. It was supposed to be Spider-Verse multiplayer. Spider-Man game where everyone played their own version and could team up. What? Dude, that sounds insane. No wonder it got scrapped. It sounds like an actual good Spider-Man game. Sorry, guys. Spider-Man 2 was Garbo. I'm sorry. There's something to be said about like generic AAA games. They're very safe. And that's what I don't like about it. This year, like if you're a PC gamer especially, indie games have been going so hard this year, dude. It's actually nuts. And then there's also too many survival games. You know, like last year we had all the farming games. This year it's all the survival games. Hey, Miss Rhett. How do I get class gem keys? The empowered gem boxes, which are time gated because you have to get them out of the delves, which is AKA Shadow Towers migrated over into the delves. If only Vanguard didn't have the dabbing animation when he dodged, he'd be so much cooler. Yes, but it was funny while it lasted. That was also a time when memes actually existed. I keep thinking about that actually, like how irrelevant memes are now, and I think a lot of it had to do with PewDiePie. Now that he's like retired and just doing family videos and stuff, memes are kind of dead. Well, I guess at least they are to me. I'm not really in the loop anymore. But I still just remember like when dabbing and all that stuff was going around, you know, and nowadays it's like there's nothing. Does U12 drop U11 boxes? Yes. Yeah, there's not much reason for the new biome, honestly, at least in terms of our gems. Kind of sucks. What's the next upcoming game? Elden Ring DLC. It's like in a week, bro. I'm gonna be obsessed with that. Get ready for 7-hour live streams again. I'm still on the fence, like, with my new style of editing, where it's not new, but where I've just kind of started doing like the heavy cuts again. I'm wondering if I'm gonna do that with the Elden Ring DLC as well. Maybe I'll have like the streams available, but I'll also have highlight videos. I don't know. Because otherwise that's a lot of extra work on my part. And how do you cut down a 7-hour live stream? Because I know I'm going to stream it for a long time, so I don't know. We'll see. Any idea why they call it U15? They don't call it U15. We are. Technically speaking, they've renamed Uber difficulty, and it is no longer called Uber difficulty. So U14 is actually U11. They just renamed them all. No idea why. Someone on their team is an idiot. That's why. I think because they wanted it to round off at 15 difficulty, but does it make sense for the game? No. Does it make sense for them to take like over a decade worth of something that people are used to and change it now out of nowhere? No. But that's why, like, I just think U15 is going to be easier for us to just across the board mention moving forward. They replaced Novice, Adept, Master with Uber. Nope, not even Uber. It's all like its own weird names. That's the problem. Like, it's not even called Uber 15. It's literally called like Long Shade and then in brackets 15. All the new memes I see on Twitter are brain rot. Oh yes. No, I know. Why not U12? Ask the devs, man. I really don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, Twitter itself is just brain rot now. Like, it's always been bad, but now it's really bad. Was honestly expecting U12 boxes. I know, but what else would it do, right? Just give us more crystal gems? I don't know. Kind of lazy. But it's only a matter of time before they add mystic gems, mystic rings, you know. Actually, they'll probably end up adding like crystal 5 rings and stuff first. Wait, what are you saying, Joshua? More content with the amount of people hyped for it. They'll be looking for exactly that, in my opinion. I don't even remember what we were talking about when you replied to that, because YouTube hid that comment from me for some reason. Oh, the Elden Ring DLC. Yeah. No, bro, like, I will defend to the death that Elden Ring is the best Souls-like. I think that the only people that don't call it the best Souls-like just simply don't understand the depth and the magnitude of that game. Like, lots of people try to say like, oh, Elden Ring's the easiest Souls-like, and it's like, well, it's not easy. It just gives you more options than other Souls-like games. More Souls-like games are usually very rigid and kind of force you into one specific build, or God forbid you're playing Dark Souls 3, which is linear. So once you get to that roadblock boss, you have no other option but to eventually beat it. Whereas with Elden Ring, you come across something difficult, you just leave for like 5 hours. Come back and you're God tier, right? The other thing too with Elden Ring that doesn't get nearly enough credit is the amount of like care that they've put into not only each of the armor types, the weapons. Almost every weapon is viable in that game. Not because like obviously some of them are a lot more powerful than others, but they almost all have their own unique moveset or like special Ash of War ability and stuff. It's just, that's what I'm looking for with the DLC. I would have already been happy enough with them just adding a couple new weapons within the existing categories. But the fact that we're getting new weapon types that are going to have their own category is insane to me. Like the throwing daggers, the martial arts, the crossbow minigun. Like, it sounds so fun. On top of the bosses that are going to be the hardest in the entire game. Like, they just been, man, FromSoft. They're just going off, dude. Yeah, I think so as well. Passions that will eventually end up getting a crystal banner or torch. Eventually. It's only a matter of time, right? Because that's the easiest way that they can just boost up our power. Also, hey, Memo. Or Memo, sorry. Memo. Yeah, that's your new name. Let's go down here. That's why I want to go into the Elden Ring DLC on my main character first, so that I can use all of the new toys, instead of getting another weapon that's like, oh, I can't use this yet. And then afterwards, I'll do a new character from scratch, use the seamless co-op mod with the MMO mod so that everyone can just join. Might even use the difficulty mod so that I can change the difficulty, crank it up when we got more players. But we'll see. Like, Elden Ring's gonna keep me busy for a while, dude. I'm really looking forward to going back to that game. The only reason I stopped playing is I've done everything. Hey, TTV. Surprise torches aren't crystal already. So much better than Stellar and Radiant banners. Yeah, I know. I know, it's kind of weird. I thought for sure the next update was going to do that, but instead, Mystic Gear, like, what? Yeah, the other big video that I've been working on, I have it all ready to go, but I'm making, I talked about this before, but I'm making like a Summer Games Fest, like basically highlighting all of the shows. And I was able to cut that down into like 5 minutes right now, I think, but I'm waiting on the Nintendo Direct so that I can add that footage in, and then I'll post it as like a E3 2024 video or something. But unfortunately, Nintendo is still being quiet, which tells me they're probably going to announce the Direct like at the end of the month or something stupid. I'm already confident that they're going to destroy their showcase. But I hope it doesn't come out around the Elden Ring time. Beat the whole game of Elden Ring with only fist weapons. You did, or you want me to? In which case, I'm not really the biggest fan of those challenges. Like, I've mentioned before, the way that I play games, I like having just one character. I don't know why, I just don't find it fun, like, starting again. So that's kind of the main reason I haven't done any of those, like, challenges. Otherwise, I know they make for good videos. I haven't really experimented with the fist weapons that much, just because they're very, very good for PvP. Oh, you did a fist build. Okay. It was very difficult and fun. Yeah, I bet, with how close you have to get to a lot of the bosses. Because the whole thing with the fists, as far as I know, is they're not very good damage, but they're really good for status effects. Can you get Leviathans in U15? No, I don't think so. But I haven't looked too hard because it doesn't always have geode surface biome. So I can't say for certain. I'm just going to assume no. And then even if you could kill them, it would probably just be a super upscaled version that doesn't do anything different. But again, if I ever end up seeing the geode surface biome, I'll try to look. I'm going to be real, I haven't been grinding the test server that much. Kind of just waiting for it to go live because I can see like just how difficult it is, or sorry, how time gated it all is. And I'm just like, yeah, why would I invest my time in this on the test server? Yeah, south. Yeah, Miss Rat. Man, I'm wasting too many bombs. I hope they had a few other 5-star dungeon types before going live. No, they won't. I wish. I don't think the devs realize just how far like the dungeon variety can go in the game. And I don't know if they're taking submissions for the new dungeons. I wish that they would. Oh, excuse me. Because seriously, dude, that one dungeon's cool, but all it needs is a color swap. Like, all they needed to do was the same thing that they did with the Christmas tree dungeons, where it just changes per biome, you know? That would go, like, so far. Oh my god. Oh, they did just accept a few more dungeons? Hopefully 5 stars. That's the ones we need variety for. I'd love it if they actually like made the endgame area a different biome, even if it was just like a mutated version of existing biomes or something. But hey, Aster, think it'd be cool if they added mystic gems? No. I already don't think it's cool they added mystic gear, if I'm being perfectly honest. We didn't need it. I like how their answer to us being like so powerful was to just add a new difficulty that's like so upscaled and ridiculous that it requires like a new piece of gear. It's like, bro, it's just the same grind then. I don't know, like I'll take it, but I'm not gonna act like it's the most exciting thing ever. I said before, I'll say it again, if we ended up having a new class alongside the update, that would really soften the blow. A new elemental type of gems? Bro, this UI is already like so convoluted and broken in the first place. I don't think they could fit it. If it was something as easy as like converting our gems up, but we kind of already had that with our crystal gems. Like I do think mystic gems are only a matter of time. But I think before then, they'll start giving us higher tiers of mystic gear. Because the update right now has up to mystic 1 as far as I know. But it's, you know, they're gonna have mystic 5. Unfortunately, as we've seen time and time again, they'd rather take like the most cost-effective way of giving us an update and new content rather than actually giving us something new. What's your opinion on the state of console? Oh no, I feel for you guys. I know it's bad. I wish it would end up like I wish I could tell you guys that it was gonna have a full recovery, but it's probably not gonna hit for like a year, if that. Because it requires all of the people that cheat and everything to just quit. But the economy damage is already done. 5-star dungeons are fun. I wish they'd make biome specific dungeons to have one same 5-star for every biome. Yep. That's, if you didn't already know with the test server, Miss Rhett, like that's exactly what it is just one new 5-star spread across every biome. Not thematically different or anything, which is disappointing to say the least. I can hop on test server really quick and show you. I had that question earlier about would crossplay help console and PC? Not anymore, it wouldn't. Not with all the duping. On EU server, I assume PlayStation, almost every person who duped a lot were banned today. Nice. Good. At least they're still rolling out the bans. Yeah, so here's the new endgame biome. Here's all the difficulties, as you guys can see. Stupid. Ultimately, like, we could just call the difficulty like 15, but it wouldn't make much sense. That's why we're calling it U15. What this endgame area does is cycles through 3 random biomes every 3 hours, which is kind of good bad. I don't know. Here's like the big spawn area. And then otherwise, for the most part, it's just the normal old dungeons. The only thing that's changed is there's these new resources, and they are biome specific, which means that you could potentially end up getting into a loop where you are stuck with the biomes that you don't want over and over and over again. So technically, it's time gated, which is god awful. See if I can find one of those 5 stars. Like, I like the idea that it cycles through the random biomes and stuff. I just wish that there was some form of variety. Here's one of the 5 stars. Or should I say the only new 5-star? I like it, actually. Like, it's a cool dungeon. I just wish, again, that it just... a simple color swap would go a long way. What higher? Oh, you're talking about like a theory making for a class. Yeah. Join the hub on console. They had so many pinatas the game crashed. Yeah, that's probably dupe pinatas. They didn't patch the dupe glitch. They just made it so that your inventory updates when refreshing are going to another club. So the dupe glitch still works with credits and qubits. Yeah. Sounds about right. They had a ban wave 3 weeks ago and had another one today. Yeah, so at least they're working at it. That's the thing, is it's most of all just like, it's just how much of that is taking away from them, like giving you guys the new update, you know? I don't like how the biomes rotate every 3 hours. No, neither do I. I like the idea of it. I just don't like its execution. I feel like if we could socket in the biomes that we wanted or something, like, I don't know. Like the idea that I don't have to pick the biomes that I'm farming in, okay, cool. But at the same time, because I'm going to be farming for specific resources eventually, I think if they had, I don't know, like maybe the same as Fluxion. Yeah, like maybe a voting system where you could choose which biomes you wanted, or just if you could pick and choose them yourself. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's cool, but... Or if they rotated every hour instead of every 3 hours. Yeah, I could see that being good as well. I don't know, like, that's the thing. Like, I think, again, I like the update. I just wish it had a little more refinement. You know, like it just kind of feels like they threw it together. Like this dungeon's really cool, but how come we don't have themed dungeons in all of the biomes, or have like some sort of infection going on in all of the biomes? Personally speaking, I think it would make a lot more sense if these 3 biomes were on daily reset, but then they would have to remove the specific resources per biome. I don't know yet. Like maybe it always picks 3 biomes that cover all of the different resources. So maybe it isn't time gated. Maybe it isn't as bad as I thought. But I don't know. Like, I haven't experienced enough of it to say that yet until it goes to live server. Because right now it's just like, I don't care. All I know is that these dungeons kind of suck and the loot is like actual garbage. Like this key right here is like a limited amount that you can craft per day. And it's supposed to give you better loot. Every single time I've completed one of these, this is U12 difficulty, by the way, I've gotten crystal 1 drops. No, sometimes I don't even get crystal drop. Like, it's really bad. Again, I think that the entirety of the update would make more sense if we had a new class. That would be a lot better. And then these keys definitely would need a buff, especially when you consider they're in the cash shop. Yet another update where they try to make dungeon grinding pay to win, but they don't actually make it worthwhile. So why would anyone buy it? Like, I don't know what their obsession is with stuff like that. But anyways, guys, I'm going to get back to editing and walk the dogs and stuff. Thank you so much for coming out. I'll have the dragon video or whatever come out tomorrow. And then this stream will probably take a couple days to process. But in any case, hopefully you guys had fun. Looking forward to that Elden Ring DLC. Check out my other video today, the Steam games you never heard of. Lots of banger indie games in that one. But